Hi, boys and girls. This is Mrs. Zarate, and today we're going to be talking about sequence words. All right, now let's pretend that we're going to make a banana split, and sequence words will tell the order of things that happen, usually when we're telling a story. So if we're telling about how we make a banana split, let's use our sequence words to tell the order in which they happen. So first, I get my bowl or my dish. Next, I put my banana in the bowl. Then, I add my 3 scoops of ice cream, chocolate, vanilla, and strawberry. Last, I add whipped cream, sprinkles, and cherries, and my spoon to eat my banana split. In the story that you read with Mrs. Bissot, please take me for a walk. The dog in the story wants to say hello to the people in the different shops. First, he goes to the florist. Next, he goes to the greengrocer. Then he goes to the baker. And last, he visits the bookseller. Okay, now let's do page 99 in the Your Turn practice book. All right, now we're going to do page 99, a 90 and a 9. And the first thing I want you to do is put your name on your paper. Name on my paper. First thing, where does it go? At the top. So I'm going to put my name, Mrs. Zarate, at the top. All right. Now I'm going to go down just a little bit. Let's zoom back out because we are talking about sequence words. So first, next, and last. And on our worksheet today, they want us to look at the pictures and they want us to put a number 1 next to the first thing that happens in the story. The next, we're going to write a number 2. And last, a number 3. So let's go ahead and look at the pictures and let's make sure that we can figure out which picture would be first, next, and then which one would be last in the story. So let's look at the pictures first. And I'm going to zoom in so we can talk about the picture. Our first picture next to the apple shows the little girl picking apples from the apple tree, right? Yes, okay, now let's move down to the picture with the star. And we now see the little girl with applesauce cake, and apple cider, and she is selling the applesauce and apple cake and apple cider that she made herself. Okay, now let's look at the last picture down at the bottom next to the Christmas tree. And in this picture, we see the little girl. Looks like she's in her kitchen. She's got eggs. She has apples. We see an apple pie back here. Flour and sugar and a rolling pin. And she's pouring in batter into a pan. It looks like she's baking in the kitchen in that picture, doesn't it? Okay, so now let's go back to the whole page. And we have to figure out which picture shows the first thing that happened in the story. So So let's look at all three. What would be the first thing that would happen in the story? Now, we know that this is after everything is made, and this one she's making it. But this one she has to pick the apples. So do you think this one would be the first thing that happened in the story, was her picking the fruit? If you said yes, you're correct. So we're going to put a number 1 on the apple section of our paper. So put a number 1, straight line down. It's lots of fun. That's how you make the number 1. Okay, so now we have a number 1. That's the first thing that happened. Now we have to look at the last 2 pictures, and we need to figure out what would happen next in the story. Would she be selling all the apple cake and sauce next, or would she be baking the apple sauce and the apple cake? What do you think? I think you're correct. Her baking, the picture of her baking shows what happens next. So we're going to put a number 2 next to the picture of her baking. So we're going to go around and back on the railroad track. 1, 2. So we're putting a number 2 next to the picture of her baking with the Christmas tree. Okay, now let's zoom back in to our other empty spot on our paper, but let's make sure that we're doing it correct. Our last picture here shows her selling all the things that she made. So would that be last in the story? Yes, you're correct. It would. So we're going to write a number 3 for the last thing that happened in the story. So we're going to write a number 3, around the tree, around the tree. That's how you make the number 3. Okay, let's zoom back out and let's look at what we did on our paper. Let's check our work. We had the first thing that happened in the story was the little girl picking the apples. The next thing that happened in the story is she baked the pie and the cake and made applesauce. All right, then the last thing that happened in the story was she was selling all the things that she made. So we should have a 1, then a 3, then a 2. 1, 2, 3. If you did all of these with me, give yourself a smiley face. You did a great job. I'll see you next time.